Hello future scientists, welcome back to another grade 12 chemistry tutorial. In this one I'm going to introduce you what a redox reaction is and how you can find the oxidation number for any atom or ion. Let's get started. So a redox reaction involves the transfer of electrons. And so typically we use the term oxidation and reduction for redox. And if we lose electrons, then we say that a chemical has been oxidized, and if we gain electrons, it's been reduced. A good mnemonic to remember this is Leo the lion says grr. So if you lose electrons, you're oxidized, and if you gain electrons, you're reduced. Another good mnemonic that I've heard of is oil rig. Right? You're oxidized if you lose, and you're reduced if you gain. So let's look at an example of this. So let's take a very simple one. So let's say we have magnesium plus chlorine, and they're going to combine to give us magnesium chloride. So initially, the charge on magnesium is 0, and the charge on chlorine is also 0. But in magnesium chloride, that's an ionic compound. Chlorine creates a -1 ion, so it has a charge of -1. And magnesium has a +2 ion. So if we look at this, magnesium goes from 0 to +2. It's going from 0 to +2. A lot of students like to say it gains, but remember, electrons are negative. So you're not gaining electrons, otherwise you'd be becoming more negative. In this case, we're becoming more positive, so we're actually losing electrons. So if we lose electrons, we are oxidized. Remember Leo. So magnesium is being oxidized. Now the term oxidation typically originated from reactions with oxygen, which readily takes electrons because of its high electronegativity. But that term was later brought in to cover any electron loss, like in this example, even without oxygen, because it's the same electron stealing behavior, with the substance losing negative charge and becoming more positive or having a higher oxidation state. Now chlorine goes from 0 to -1. So it's gaining electrons. So if it gains electrons, it's being reduced. So grr. Okay. Now, this is a chart I give my students. It's one I expect them to remember, so it can help them determine the oxidation state of any atom in a compound. First of all, if you have an atom just in its element, right, the oxidation is 0, right? So sodium, 0. Chlorine, as in chlorine gas, 0. In our previous example, we had magnesium. That was 0. Okay. Hydrogen in all compounds is going to be +1. And oxygen is typically going to be -2. So the reason is that covalent bonds can change oxidation states because electrons are shared unequally between atoms with different electronegativities, creating partial charges. Oxidation numbers are assigned by hypothetically giving all shared electrons to the more electronegative atom, making it negative and the other positive. Therefore, we're creating non-zero oxidation states. This allows us to track the electrons in redox reactions. So hydrogen, having typically a very low electronegativity, is going to typically have a +1 charge. Whereas you can have a -1 for hydrogen in hydrides, like in this example, when it's combined with lithium, that has an even lower electronegativity. Whereas oxygen is very good at stealing electrons. It has a high electronegativity. Its oxidation is going to be -2, unless of course it's fighting with itself in a peroxide, in which case it'll be -1. And if we just had an ion, like an ion in solution, then you're just going to take the charge on that ion, right? So Na plus would be 1. Sulfur 2 minus would be -2. Okay. So knowing this, we're going to practice. We have two reactions here, and we're going to determine the oxidation numbers and whether or not something is being oxidized or reduced. Now, in both of these reactions, we have lots of nitrogens everywhere. Nitrogen here, 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 here. Don't assume it's always going to be the same thing. Nitrogen is particularly kind of tricky. It has a lot of oxidation states. If you were to look at its electron configuration, which for its outer shell is 2s2, 2p3, it could gain 3 electrons to become full and therefore have an oxidation state of -3, or it can lose 5 electrons and have an oxidation of +5. But it can also have everything in between. For example, let's look at NH3 down here. So here we have NH3. Hydrogen is going to have a +1 charge, and we've got 3 of them. So if we have 3 hydrogens, so +1, +1, +1, that's a total charge of 3. To balance that, since this molecule of ammonia has no charge, nitrogen must have a charge of -3. So in this case, nitrogen has a charge of -3. But there are other cases as well. Let's take a look at N2H4. This is a possibility. Here we have a total charge on hydrogen of +4, +1 for each hydrogen atom. And then we have 2 nitrogens that need to balance. So they'll each have to be -2 to balance. So here we have an example of nitrogen having an oxidation state of -2. It can also be -1, which is typically found in organic compounds. It can also be 0, right? If we just have our diatomic nitrogen triple bonded to itself, that would be 0. If we had, do we have this example here? Nope. But if we had N2O, so oxygen has a charge of -2. Remember from our chart. Nitrogen, having 2 of them, they each must have a charge of +1. So this is a case of nitrogen having a charge of +1. Over here, let's look at NO. So NO, oxygen's -2. With 1 nitrogen per oxygen, it has a charge of +2. Okay, and we're not done, because we could also have N2O3. So the total charge for oxygen, having 3 of them, each one having -2. So -2, -2, -2 would be -6. And therefore 2 nitrogen atoms, each of them would have to be +3. So that nitrogen has a charge of +3. What about NO2? So NO2, 2 oxygens. So nitrogen dioxide, total charge of -4. Therefore, the nitrogen must balance that with +4. And we can even have HNO3 in nitric acid, where we have a total charge of oxygen, so 2, 4, 6, so -6, plus hydrogen being +1. To balance that, nitrogen must be +5. So nitrogen can have so many charges. And I know in grade 9 science, we look at the periodic table and we go over our pattern for ionic charges, and we say nitrogen is -3. Well, it can be a lot of things, because it's not just an ionic compound, it's molecular as well. All right, so now let's go back to these examples and let's figure out the rest. So silver is just in its elemental state, so it has a charge of 0. Here we have oxygen with nitrogen. So oxygen, there's 3 of them. So -2, -2, -2. So we have a total charge of -6. But the entire element, the entire compound has a charge of -1. So we have to ask ourselves, what subtract 6 gives us -1? And the answer is going to be 5. So this nitrogen has a charge of +5. over here we have silver ion with the charge of +1. And then we also looked at this nitrogen here. So if we were to look at silver, is it being oxidized or is it being reduced? Well, it's going from a charge of 0 to +1. So it's gaining charges, meaning it's losing electrons. It loses 1 electron. And if you lose electrons, you are oxidized. Remember, Leo. So this one is oxidized. Then if we look at nitrogen, so nitrogen is going from +5 to +2. Okay, its charge is decreasing, so we're gaining electrons. And specifically, we are gaining 3 electrons. If you gain electrons, Leo says Gur, you are reduced. Okay, now we don't really look at oxygen because it starts off with a charge of -2 and it ends with a charge of -2. So it doesn't have a change in its oxidation state. So we don't say it's oxidized or reduced. Let's try the second example. So aluminum is a charge of 0, or aluminium. Oxygen, this is just as before in this example, has a charge of +5. And then let's look at this one. So here we have oxygen and hydrogen as a hydroxide ion. You can think of oxygen as -2 and hydrogen +1, which gives the entire ion a charge of -1. But we have 4 of them. So that's a total charge of -4. And the entire compound has a charge of -1. So the question is, what -4 gives us -1? So the answer is +3. So now let's see what happens to aluminum. It's going from a charge of 0 to a charge of +3. So it's gaining charge and therefore losing electrons. Specifically, it's losing 3 electrons. And if it loses electrons, Leo, it is oxidized. Whereas our nitrogen is going from +5 to -3. So +5 to -3, its charge is decreasing, so it's gaining electrons. And in this case, 8 electrons. So it is reduced. So I hope that video helped. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to move one step forward from this video, you can watch this video here, which I show you how to balance redox reactions. And if you want any of my resources for my courses, like my course packs, you check out the description. A lot of them are available there for free. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.